Yes, Erytech is a company based in France, in Lyon, that has developed a unique technology to put drugs into red blood cells. We can put very different types of drugs into this red blood cells and make it pharmaceutical grade products. And we have focused the technology very much on orphan oncology, positioned ourselves as an orphan oncology company, where we specifically are now very advanced in the field of acute leukemia, acute lymphoblastic leukemia and acute myeloid leukemia, and also increasingly working in the field of solid tumors. Graspa is indeed the lead product. What we do is we put asparaginase, a well-known compound in the treatment of acute leukemia, into red blood cells. Now, asparaginase is well known for its efficacy, but it's also well known for its toxicity, and short half-life. What we have shown that we can put Graspa very well into the red blood cells, can extend the half-life from less than a day to almost a month, and that indeed the whole toxicity issue becomes much lower. We have no allergic reactions anymore and a better safety profile. So indeed, Graspa is now a way to bring a well-known molecule, but that was limited in its use because of its toxicity profile, to a broader set of patients in leukemia and potentially also in solid tumors. Yes, at ASCO we had a very big event where we presented the full Phase III data. With our Graspa product, we've done a Phase III study in patients in relapse, both children and adults. And clearly the purpose of the study was to show that we could have the same level of activity with a better safety profile, with less allergic reactions, because allergic reactions is the main concern with asparaginase products. We have shown both these endpoints with very high significance. In fact, we had no allergic reactions in the Graspa group versus 46% of patients developing allergic reactions in the control arm, the native asparaginase. And in terms of activity, we've shown instead of being non-inferior in terms of activity, we were nicely superior with 20 days of activity over a certain threshold versus close to 10 days in the control group. So now indeed with the Phase III data fully available, we had already done a Phase I study, Phase I/II, and another Phase II study. So now these 3 studies together are the basis for our marketing authorization application, which we are writing as we speak, and over the summer we hope and intend to submit to the European Medicines Agency. Once this is submitted, we should count like a year, a bit more than a year, a bit less than a year for our European marketing authorization. Asparaginase is well known in the context of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Was also known in the context of acute myeloid leukemia, it's still in the leukemia space, but very little used because these patients are so fragile and can hardly tolerate additional toxicity. We are doing a Phase IIb study in acute myeloid leukemia. This study is well underway, is about 3/4 recruited. Should read out in early 2017, so that will be an important part of enlarging the scope from ALL to the larger space of acute leukemia. But also in solid tumors, it was known that asparaginases work in solid tumors, or at least that the mode of action should be similar. We have further validated this, and we have embarked on a Phase II study in pancreas cancer. Phase II study that is now about 1/3 enrolled. So indeed, the financial position at the end of last quarter, we had 34 million euros cash on the bank. Largely thanks to a successful financing round we did in October of 2014. We raised 30 million. For 2/3 coming from the US, big US investors having come on board. And now if you know 34 million and that our cash burn was 7.5 million last year, yes, it will go up because of the additional studies that we will finance with it, but still a long and solid cash runway ahead of us. And beyond, because the launching of Graspa should be second half of 2016. Obviously with the 34 million and the cash runway that I described, we have much longer, also knowing that we will get significant milestone payment upon our marketing authorization in Europe. Obviously, we're doing much more than ALL in Europe. The Phase IIb trial in Europe, AML, the pancreas trial, the lymphoma trial, they are all covered by the use of proceeds of the fundraising in October. On top of that, we have significant plans in the US. We are in a Phase I/II study. We're preparing also for further development in the US. So but still there also we have time to think about how we finance that. So in the current year, we have 5 clinical studies ongoing, so there will be updates from the different studies, an update on safety review in the pancreas study, safety review in the AML study, the submission indeed in Europe for the ALL dossier, launch of another study in lymphomas, and then indeed in the course of 2016, this sort of the convergence where all the results start to come in, the marketing authorization in Europe, the results of the pancreas cancer trial, the results of the US ongoing study, and then probably rather 2017 also the results of the AML study in Graspa, with Graspa.